Hello everyone, good morning and good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to this Zoho Sites webinar and thank you so much for joining us in this session. Today I will walk you through Zoho Sites and show you how to create beautiful websites even without using any technical skills. So let's get started. My name is Rahul Kumar and I'm a product marketer at Zoho. I'll be your host and presenter for this session. This is going to be a monologue, but you can still talk to us through chat. And I'm also joined by Krishna today. He is the support engineer for Zoho Sites. He will take all your questions during and after this session. But before we proceed, let me give you a small intro of Zoho Sites here. It's a drag and drop website builder app from Zoho, the brand trusted by more than 15 million business users. It helps you create beautiful websites without using any code. We also provide you free web hosting and custom domain mapping. And another good thing about Sites is that it's closely integrated with other business apps from Zoho. That helps you create highly functional and professional websites. Okay, so now without much delay, let's move to the demo. Great. So the very first thing that you need to do is log into the Zoho Sites Builder, and to do that, open your browser and type zoho.com/sites in there. Hit enter and click this sign in button on the top right side of the website if you already have an account with Zoho. If not, then click this sign up now button and register for an account. I'm gonna click this sign in button and I'm gonna log in using one of the demo accounts. You will see a lot of Silker throughout this webinar. Let's click sign in. It's gonna take some time to log into the Zoho Sites Builder. There you go. So you see, this is the index page of the Zoho Sites Builder. You won't be seeing this interface when you log into the builder for the first time, but this I have already created for a demo. We'll be using this particular site for a demo throughout this webinar, but let me show you how you will see this builder when you log in for the first time. Click on this create a site on the top right side. And this is how your builder will look in the beginning, with the list of themes in various categories that you see on the left side. Themes are basically the look and feel of your website. So make sure you have chosen a proper theme for a particular website. It also defines the brand personality for your website. There are plenty of themes that you can choose from. So let's choose a theme here. And don't worry, you can always change it later and it's not going to affect any of the existing content on your website. Great. So now that you have chosen a theme, here is how your website is going to look in the beginning. It has two default pages, home and contact. Besides these, you can add unlimited number of pages to your website. But before that, let me name our website here. And to do that, let's go to this site title here and click on this edit site details. And in the dialog box that opens, provide the site name. I'm going to name it Silker. And besides the website name, you can also provide a caption for your website, choose to show various properties of your website, and you can also choose to publish the mobile version of your website. And once you're done with these settings, just click OK. Great, so here is your website name. Now, we have created two websites, one that I've created just now and the other one that I had created for demo. So let's go to the index where you will see all the sites that I've created. I'm going to use this site for the webinar demo, but in between somewhere we'll go to this site also whenever we have to showcase the features that have not been used here. So let's go to this site. Great, so even this site has two default pages, And let's also name this site. Okay. Now to add a new page, go to this new button on the top left corner of your builder, click this, and in the dialog box that opens you can provide the name for your web page. I'm going to name it as About Us. You can also choose to make it a sub page of another page. Let's make it a sub page of home page here. Choose a layout, and besides these you can also make it a link page to an external link, or a duplicate page, a blog page, or even a folder of multiple pages. And once done with the settings, just click OK. And now as you can see, the About Us page has been added as a sub page of this home page. Now there is another way to add pages to your website, which is when you move your mouse over the page menu, you will see this Add Page button. If you click this, the same dialog box opens where you can provide the page details. Let's cancel this. And beside this Add Page button, you will see this Manage Pages. If you click this button, you will see all the pages that you have added to your website. So in this list, you have the option of reordering the pages here and there. As you see, I have made this contact page as a sub page of home page. And you can also password protect your pages by clicking this icon here, as you see. If you click here, you will see the dialog box where you have to provide the password for your page. So let's click here, and I have already added a password. Let's change it. This is the site-wide password that is added. You can also choose to have unique passwords for different pages here by choosing this page password option. Let's click OK. Now you see this page has been protected, and if you click this pencil icon here, you will see the name of a particular page, the URL. You can edit all these properties of that particular page by using this dialog box, and once done, just click OK and save the settings. So all the changes made to the page menu are reflected here. Now the next step that will follow is adding content to these pages. So let's go back to home page and add a few elements to add content. Great. So elements are basically the look and feel of your website. So make sure you have planned your content properly before you put them into the pages. Now let's add a few to our home page here. Suppose you want to add a heading for your particular page. For that, drag this heading element onto the page and type in your content. Now while adding the text content, you see this toolbox. This toolbox helps you change the properties of this particular content that you have added. You can change the font type, size, format, and other properties of the text content. Same way, let's add an image to our page here. Drag this element just below the text content, and a file manager opens where you will have to upload an image from the system. So let's click this upload files option and choose one image here. I'm going to choose this one. Open. And it takes some time for the image to be uploaded in the file manager from your system. And you can also provide a caption for that particular image, give an alternate text for that image, and you have the option of choosing an image from URL also. Besides, you can create the view for your files that you have added to your file manager, the order of the files, etc. So the image has been added, and you see this green ribbon here, it means the image has been selected, and click OK, and the image has been added. Now a similar toolbox appears as you saw in the text content. Here you can change the size of the image, the spacing, border type, the background color, alignments, and other properties of the image. Now same way, you have other elements in this elements menu bar here, which you can use to add content to your web page. For example, if you want to create different layout for your web page, you can use this columns, highlight box, tabs, or table. And if you want to add multiple images to your website, you can use this photo gallery or slideshow option. And let's now add a video to our web page. Drag this video element just below the image element here, and the good thing is you can search for the videos right from your dialog box here. You can choose the service provider, either YouTube or Vimeo. So let's choose YouTube and search for a video. Search. As you see the list of videos, choose one and click OK, and there you go, the video has been added to your web page. Same way you can use other elements to add different kinds of content to your web pages. Now the next most important feature is forms. They basically help you collect information from your website visitors. Some pages like contact us, order booking, application, etc. need forms. So now let's see how you can add forms to your web page. I have already added a few forms to my web page. Let's add a new one. Click this new form option. In the dialog box that appears, you can see all the list of forms that are already there. You can either choose one of them or create one from scratch by clicking this build your own form option. So let's just choose one application for now and add to our web page. It's going to take some time to add the form because the forms are hosted on Zoho Creator, and all the data that are fed into the forms are also hosted with Zoho Creator securely. Great. So as you see, the form has been added. We'll see these options that are customizing the form or email notification, etc. We'll see later on in this webinar. But for now, let's go to the next option, which is apps. Apps are basically the widgets that you add to your website to make them more engaging and functional. So let's think of a case. Suppose you want to update some of your website data on regular basis. It can be your vendor list, service center details, or your fast moving inventory, or anything of that sort. That is where you use this dynamic content. It allows you to update all the frequent details even without logging into the builder because it's hosted on Zoho Creator. We'll have a separate webinar for that. So let's just see how it will look. Drag this dynamic content here, and you will see the list of applications that are there. You can either choose one of them or even create one from scratch. We'll see this particular application creation in the next webinar. For now, let's cancel this. Now, think of another case where you want some feedback from your visitors. Suppose you have listed your beautiful crafts, or you want to know what others think about your website. That is where you need this comment box. It allows your visitors to express their opinion on your website. And that way your website becomes more interactive. And I'm sure you know about this PayPal. It's the payment gateway that you can use for all the financial transactions through your website. You can easily add your PayPal account on your website and receive online payments. So for that, if you click this PayPal, you will see this dialog box where you'll have to attach your PayPal account and create the card for different kinds of transactions. Let's cancel this for now. Before we proceed to commerce, let's see the social features that are there. These apps help you integrate your social handles to your website. For example, you can provide your Google Plus button here and attach your account here. Same way you can provide this Facebook iframe to your website by using this particular app. So if I give this particular URL of Zoho to my website here, let's paste it and add, you will see the Facebook iframe. This will show all the updates that are coming for this particular social handle. Same way you can also add your Twitter handle on this particular page. For that you'll have to copy a code snippet from Twitter. Let's go to the Twitter and create a code snippet. For that, click this widget option in the settings and click on this create new. Now in the username I'll have to type Zoho here and click create widget. So as you see, there is this code snippet that you will have to copy and paste on your website to have your Twitter account visible on your website. So let's paste it here and add it. As you see, the Twitter handle is visible here. Same way you can add LinkedIn to your web page, and this particular thing is social share buttons. You can choose all these buttons through which people can like or share or tweet about your website. So let's add this button here and let's see how it looks. So this is how it will look on your website. Now you can also attach a map on your website. For that, just drag this element here, and again you will have to paste a code snippet, and for that go to this Google Maps, and in the menu you can click this share or embed option, and this code snippet, just copy it and paste on your web page. In this dialog box I'm going to paste it and click OK. There you go, the map has been added. It's not rendering, it will render only once you have published your website. Great. Now the next option that is left here is commerce. Let's go to the commerce. Here you can add new products to your web page and sell it through this website and receive payments using your PayPal account. So let's see how you can add a product. Drag this new product here below this map element, and in this cart you can provide the product title, description, pricing, and even provide the image for this particular product that you want to sell through your website. Great. And in my products you can see the list of products that you have added to your website. You can anytime go to my products list and add or delete products. Great. So these were the elements that I showed you. Now the last option that is left is publishing your website. But before we publish our website, let's go back to these options which are helpful in administering your website. So first let's go to this themes drop down here. Under the themes drop down you can see gallery option, which is the list of all the themes that are there in this builder. You can anytime go back there and preview the themes and change. Let's close this. Now after gallery there is this visual editor. As I told you in the beginning, visual editor is the theme editor that allows you to change all the properties of a theme. For example, if you want to change the background texture, you can choose here, or you can also provide an image for your website background. So let's just upload an image. Let's just use the existing image to show. Click OK, and as you see, the background has changed. You can also change the alignment and tile types of the image. Same way you can change the properties of theme section, heading, links, and other such properties. And at any point, if you're not okay with a particular change for one section of the theme, just click this reset option beside the particular property. And if you're not okay with all the changes to your theme, just go to this restore theme defaults, and all the changes made to your theme will go back to its original. And once you're done with all the setups and changing the details, just save and close. Great. Now if you're a techie guy, you can use these other options to make changes to your theme. I'm not gonna go into the details of it, but let's just see how it's gonna look. This is the HTML code for your theme. You can anytime edit them. So let's just close this. Now let's move to the manage section. In manage sections, you have different kinds of settings that you can use to administer your website. Let's go to the settings first. Now as you see in the left panel, you have these general settings and other kinds of settings. Under general, you have the site preferences, which is same as editing site details, which I showed you in the beginning. And using this password protection, you can provide a password for your website. You can upload a favicon using this option, favicon. Favicon is something which you see here when you go to this particular website. This particular logo is the favicon. Now you can also download your website by using this option, download site. You can set up the time zone for your website, and you can anytime change or add domain to your website. I have already used one domain, but I'll show you domain mapping in the other site that I've created. In themes, you can upload any theme that you would have created somewhere, and you can also create a theme by using HTML CSS option. This files is the file manager where all the files are pulled which you would have used while creating your website. In trash, you will see all the files that you would have deleted while creating your website. Now let's move to next important section, which is SEO. And I'm sure you might be knowing SEO, it's search engine optimization. This is where you set up your web pages to do well with search engines. So I'm going to show you how you can set it up using various tools. Let's go to this robot text. So robot text is actually the file that guides search engines to crawl your web pages. So if you don't want a few of your web pages to be crawled by search engines, you can just restrict that particular page. This user agent star means all the search engines can crawl your web pages. If you don't want a few of your pages to be crawled, simply mention the URL identifier and disallow it. I have already disallowed this test.html, and just save this. Now the next option is Google Tools. Under this Google Tools, you can add your Google Analytics Tracker ID that helps you track your website traffic and other insights. The meta tag helps you verify your website with Google. Webmaster provides a meta tag that you can copy and paste in this meta tag field here. And same way, Google Tag Manager is a universal tag that Google generates for you to help you get rid of all multiple kinds of tags that you add to your website. You can just have one universal tag and use that to track all different kinds of insights. Right, so let me just show you by generating a GA tracker ID. Let's go to Google Analytics account, sign up, and let's name it Zilker. Again Zilker, and we'll have to provide, so I'm going to use the domain that I have mapped. You can select one industry here. Let's take computer and electronics and get the tracker ID, and for that you'll have to accept the terms and conditions, and there you go. The tracker ID has been generated. Just copy this ID and paste in your website GA tracker ID field. I'm going to paste it here and choose this universal analytics. And same way, Google also generates a meta tag for you, which you can copy from your Google account and paste it here. Similarly, you can copy the tag manager ID here and paste it. So let's save just the GA tracker ID here. Great. Same way, you can also have this Bing webmaster meta tag from your Bing account and paste here. Sitemap is something that helps the search engines to crawl your web pages easily, and this 301 redirect is when you want to create a redirection of an existing URL to a new URL. For that, you use this 301 redirect. Now, this is important. If you want to add a header and a footer to your website, use this header footer code, where you can generate a code from the resource and paste it here. You can also paste the footer here, and once you have pasted the footer or header, just click save on the right side here. Under this bandwidth and file usage, you can see all the usage. Now, this is one important feature, which is social network auto publish. Here you can connect your Facebook or Twitter account to your website, and every time you make any update to your website, you will just auto publish it on your Facebook or Twitter account. For example, if I connect here, because my Facebook account is already open, it's connected, and you can auto publish new post, or you can also check this. Here you have the post content, title, tags, prefix and suffix, etc. So those things you can set up, and every time you make any change to your website, it will be reflected on your Facebook or Twitter handle. Great. Now we have seen the settings. Now let's go to Contact Manager. Okay, so under this Contact Manager, you have the record of all the visitors who would have filled your Contact Us form. You can manage them here in the section. So here is how your Contact Manager looks. You can customize the form by clicking this Customize Form option. You can create an email notification. Here in the dialog box, you can provide the to ID, subject and message for that particular mail. And every time somebody fills your form, you will get an email notification. And you can also change the form properties here by clicking this option. Here it will show the message when somebody has filled the form on your website, and you can also create a redirection URL after somebody submits a form data. You can create a verification code also. Great. And you also have the option of having the view, change the view here, and you can view in different formats. You can also export in different file formats. Let's just export one in PDF format here, and there you go. This is that particular file that I have exported. Great. Same way, in form data, you will see all the data that has come from different other forms that you would have added to your website. So all the settings are similar to the Contact Us form. I don't have any data here, but everything is same as the Contact Us form. Great. Now let's move to one very important section, which is sharing. This is important because sharing option allows you to share your website with your colleagues or friends, and work on it collaboratively. For example, you can share your website to one of the email IDs. Like I'm gonna share this particular site to my personal ID. And you also have the option of giving the permission level. These are admin and author. Admins have all the permissions as a site owner except for deleting your website. And an author is somebody who has the permission to access only the pages that you allow him to. For example, you have allowed an author to work on this particular About Us page. And you can also choose to give the permission to publish or publish those changes. And once done, you just share the website. Great. And you also have this separate option of sharing your forms to your friends and colleagues. Now, in statistics, you can see all the website traffic that you would have got. Right now, there is not much traffic in this particular site. You can view the data on daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly basis. You also have the visits for particular URL, particular page. Great. Now let's go to this next section, which is blogs. Again, blogs is very important section. So let's talk about this in details. Alright, I have not created any blog, so before I go into the settings, let me just create a blog here. Click this create a blog option. Okay, and name it blogs. You also have this option of creating it as a sub-page of any existing page, and you can upload a blog from WordPress or Blogger. All you need to do is export an XML file from WordPress or Blogger and upload here using this button. Once done, just click OK. I have added the name. Click OK. And there you go. Your blog page is ready. You can create a new post here. Just drag a heading and a paragraph and post immediately. I have not published, so this blog cannot be published. So close it here for now. But as you see, this is how your blog page is going to be. Let's go back to our settings options in blogs. So here you have different preferences. You can allow comments, summary view. You can also approve all comments, or you can moderate all these comments. You can create email notification, provide social share buttons, control the number of posts per page, etc. And as I told you, you can import a blog and also export it to WordPress. Same way, you can see all the posts, comments, and categories and tags that you would have created. Same way, in comment box, you will have your comment box preferences like moderation, whether you want to enable it or not. You can create email notification and control the number of comments per page. You can see all the comment box list and the comments in them. The last option is commerce, where you can see all the existing products that you would have added to your website. While creating this website, I added these two product elements. So we're done with these setting options. Now there are two major sections left. Let's go there. And for that, just click this edit site option here on the top right side of the builder. Okay, so now the two major sections that are here are site options and page options. Let's take a look. Under the site options drop down, you can see this edit site details. If you click this, you'll see the same dialog box that I talked about in the beginning when we were providing the name to our website. Let's close this. Below that edit site details, you will see the show social icon. If you click this, you will see a dialog box where you can provide all your social accounts and it will reflect on your website. So let's just add 2 of them. Let's take this for Facebook here, copy the URL and paste in this field here, and take Zoho from Twitter and copy this URL, paste it here in this field and save. Now you can see here 2 icons are visible. These are 2 social network handles that you have connected to your website. Same way you can also add other social accounts like LinkedIn, Google Plus and Pinterest. And once you are done with these settings, just save. Great. Now below this social icon there is search box. If you click on this option, you will see this dialog box where you can provide the Google search engine ID. So let's generate an ID from custom search engine. Let's create a custom search engine. Alright, to search would be Zilker demo.zohosites.com. Let's click on this option here. And receive the code. There you go. This is the code that you can copy here and paste in your search engine ID there. Let's paste it here and click OK. And there you go. As you can see here, the custom search engine has been added to your website. Now using this particular search box, people can search any content on your website. Now the next option which is there is photo sets that you can manage, that you would have added to your website. You can manage pages here. I have already shown you in the beginning of this webinar. Now let's go to the page options, where here you have the option of editing the page details. If you click that, you will see the same dialog box that I showed you in the beginning. There you can provide the page name, page URL and other details. Now you can also show or hide the banner on this page. So as you see this banner, I can hide by clicking this option here, and you see the banner has disappeared. The same way, there are a few options, for example like this page SEO. If you click that option, you will see this dialog box where you can provide the title for your page, keyword, description. This improves the search engine performance of your web pages. Great, so now you have seen all these options. Now the last step that follows is publishing your website. For that, you go to this publish button on the top right side of the builder and click on publish. But I have already published this website, so let's go back to the newer site that we had created. So click on this My Sites. And click on this second site that I had created. Now, when you publish your website for the first time, let's click on publish option here. It will ask you to map a domain. Now you have 3 options to map a domain to your website. It can be that you can either buy a new domain or map an existing domain that you might have bought somewhere, or even go with the free subdomain that Zoho provides. Let's go with a free subdomain here. Click on this option and search for a domain name here. There you go, and let's proceed. Now, publishing a website takes some time. And there you go. Here is your website live, and this is the URL for that particular website. You can anytime share or tweet about your website using these buttons, and you can also go back to your website anytime and edit those changes that you want to do. And while making the changes to your website, if you come across some problems, you can just go here to this question mark on the top right, click here and read our help documentation, participate in the forum discussions, or even directly write to us through this box. Great, so that was all about creating a website. Now, before we proceed to the questions, I thank you all again for being patient with me and taking out time to join us. We will have more such sessions, but those will be smaller ones with the specific topics. So stay tuned and we'll keep you posted for more updates. Alright, so now if you have any questions about today's topic, just type them to Krishna and he will try to answer them. Over to you, Krishna. Okay, I think now we are done with the questions. Alright then, this is Rahul Kumar and Krishna signing off till we meet again in our next webinar. Thank you so much for joining us today. And write to us if you have any questions about this webinar or about our product in general. Write to us at support@zohosites.com and our support team will help you out. So thank you again for joining us. Have a great day. Bye bye and take care.